guys, this is Mike for LearnHowToRecord.com with another episode of Hacks for Your MIDI Drum Tracks. Today we're going to be talking about comping and editing. The track you just heard was called Morning by Tennant, and that's the track we're going to be working on today. Before we start editing and comping, we need to set up some key commands which will make things a lot easier and efficient for us as we go along. So I'm going to hit Option K, and the first one I'm going to edit is export active take or comp to new track. So you can just type it in the search bar here. And I'm going to set this one to F16. You can do that by hit Learn by Key Label. Next one is undisclosed take folder. Right here, it's going to be F17. The next one is select previous take or comp. That will be F18. Finally, we have select next take or comp. And that will be F19. There are a bunch of other really important key commands that are going to make things faster as you go along here, and I'll show them to you right here. And you can also check them out in the description of this video. Alright, so we can go ahead and close this. And remember in the last video I told you that every time we restart Logic, we're going to need to reset the key commands in BFD. So you do that by opening BFD and going load key map. And then I'm going to select Roland TD20 right here. And we'll go ahead and close BFD. I'm going to zoom in on these two regions by selecting them and pressing Z. Press the equals button and the / button to enable a cycle around that take. Now the drummer for this session played to a metronome, which is going to make things a lot easier for us to comp and edit as we go along. Now we're going to go through each one of these takes and have a listen and choose the best one. And since I've already mapped switching between takes to F18 and F19, it's going to make things a lot faster. So we can just hit play and choose a different take for every time the playhead loops around. So I'm not going to make you sit here and watch this, so I'll just fast forward a couple times throughout this video. You're going to have to do this enough on your own, so it gets really repetitive, really annoying, but stick with it guys and you'll get really good drum tracks. Okay, I think the hi-hat was a little crisper, a little tighter in this one. I like the first half of this one a little better and the last half of this one. So what I'm going to do is actually chop it using the right click with the scissor tool and just choose somewhere around here. So then I can just leave this take selected and choose this take. And let's have a listen. Alright, that was pretty good. I realize his timing in this take wasn't the best, but what we're really looking for is the best performance as it compares to other takes. Later during the edit process, we're going to fix all these little timing errors. So now I'm going to hit the right arrow key to select the next region and hit the equals key to set a new cycle and hit play. That's probably a good place right there to cut it and set a new cycle. So hit select that and hit equals again. Alright, since this part is pretty repetitive, I'm not going to spend too much time making sure that it's perfect because I know he's going to nail it on almost every take. Secondly, if you really get sort of surgery deep and really worry about the smaller sections like this, you're just going to be editing forever. So we're going to listen to this one really quick and try and choose the best take as fast as we can. You might notice as this fast forwards that there's a couple times where I stop halfway through the take and then move on to the next one. That's because I could tell it wasn't going very well. He either flubbed a note or it was just losing momentum. So I wanted to save myself some time and move on to the next take right away. The other thing you want to note here is as you go along, there's going to be takes that are a little more consistent. So you might want to start with those ones because if you find the take is already perfect, just get going and move on to the next one. So I'm starting to find out that this first section here generally sounds better, minus a couple of mistakes here and there, but we'll just keep that in mind as we go along, and maybe that take, this first line, might be better to use. All right, right arrow equals play. So for any of you guys that have comped acoustic drums, you can tell that this is a lot quicker and a lot easier. Where we really start to get into the difficult part is after the comping process, where we're starting to edit and try and make this sound as real as possible. There's a lot of techniques that are kind of new and emerging, and there's a lot of ways you can get your MIDI drums to sound exactly like acoustic drums. So this might be an early judgment call here, but I'm going to go through the rest of the takes and select them all to the first take, just so that we can increase our chances of moving through this thing a lot faster if the first take happens to be generally better throughout the rest of the track. Alright guys, we have successfully comped the entire track. So now we need to export the entire comp to a new track, and we can do that by selecting all and hitting F16. And we come down here, select all of this track, and hit the equals button, which merges the entire track. That's it for this episode of Hacks for Your MIDI Drum Tracks. In the next video, we're going to go over some more complex edits and how to deal with flams and rolls and different types of really intricate drum parts. So we'll see you in the next video.
There must be a reason.